Okay, good morning students. Now here we are come with the second video. The last video we have discussed about the one activity. So I hope you must have gone through that activity and understood properly what our basic observation was there in that activity. Let me have a close up for that particular activity which says calcium hydroxide, which is called as quicklime, when it is mixed with water you get calcium hydroxide. We call it as slaked lime. Calcium oxide, we call it as quicklime. So this was the earlier activity what we have done. What is our observation in this one? That means when 1 gram of calcium oxide is mixed with 10 ml of water, if we get slaked lime, we call it as calcium hydroxide. The most important observation what we have to make it is the energy is released. That means whenever an energy is released, energy liberated, energy evolved, or when the energy goes out of the reaction is denoted by a plus sign and embarkation like Q. So that is the most important observation what we can make from this reaction, and it is a white colored dense solution used for the purpose of whitewashing the wall. So what is that we generally in the earlier times we do is we do the whitewashing of wall by using this slaked lime. We call it as calcium hydroxide, where a tremendous amount of energy is released and it is represented by the letter Q. So that was our first activity. Now we are going to the second activity. Very simple activity. What does this activity say is nothing. We have to take 2 beakers. Just understand the activity. We have to take 2 beakers. Beaker number A, beaker number 2. Beaker number A, beaker number B. Put in one beaker or put in this A number beaker 100 ml of water. In this beaker B, also put 100 ml of water. That means 2 beakers A and B. Take 100 ml of water in beaker A, take 100 ml of water in the beaker B. First one is in the beaker A, we have to take 1 teaspoon of sodium sulfate and put that sodium sulfate in the beaker A. That means this contains sodium sulfate, which is a colorless liquid. In the beaker B, we have to put barium chloride, that is BaCl2, salt. Both are salt. That means in the beaker A, we have to put a teaspoon of sodium sulfate along with 100 in the 100 ml of water. Shake it, colorless solution is formed. In the beaker B, we have to put in the 100 ml of water, add some barium chloride, salt, shake it, you will get a colorless solution. Now, we have both are now aqueous solutions. Aqueous solution is represented by AQ. What does this aqueous means? Aqueous means any salt which is added with water or any salt which is mixed with the water is called as an aqueous solution. Here in this activity we have got 2 solutions. That is, one is aqueous solution of sodium sulfate and other one is aqueous solution of barium chloride. Now what we have to do is either of them, this aqueous solution of sodium sulfate, we will put in this beaker B. That means Na2SO4 aqueous solution should be dropped into this beaker B. So what we will get, we are putting this in this one Na2SO4 solution which contains barium chloride aqueous solution. Both are aqueous. Immediately you see a very interesting observation. That means you see a white color insoluble substance going down at the bottom of the beaker B, which contains barium chloride solution. That means this is a white precipitate. This is a white precipitate. What is that precipitate? A precipitate is that when an insoluble substance remains in the water. That means a substance which is not soluble in water, we call it as a precipitate. And it settles down, this insoluble substance, this white color precipitate settles down at the bottom of the beaker, making it white. So we get a white precipitate. So how does this reaction proceeds? The very interesting reaction it is. We have sodium sulfate, that is Na2SO4, which is aqueous salt mixed with water, plus we have another solution we have got, that is BaCl2 aqueous. Both aqueous solutions which has combined in this beaker B forms what? We get here NaCl plus BaSO4. That means sodium chloride and barium sulfate. How to make like the reactions like that? That means sodium we know that is always positive because it is a metal. Sulfate is minus. Barium is positive, chloride is minus. Always we know positive repel each other, positive negative attract each other, negative repel each other. Now here what happens is this sodium which is positive will go and join with the chloride which is negative, both will attract each other and form NaCl. Sulfate and this will go with Ba because positive and negative, which will attract each other and forms barium sulfate. Now here we have two atoms of sodium, here we have two atoms of chlorine, so we can put here 2, so that this becomes 2NaCl and this becomes barium sulfate, and the white precipitate which is formed here is nothing but barium sulfate, that is white color precipitate, which settles down the beaker. So this is the reaction when two aqueous solutions combines together. That means sodium sulfate plus barium chloride will give you 2 molecules of sodium chloride and barium sulfate, which is a white precipitate. So whenever we get a precipitate, should be marked with a downward arrow. So this was the activity number 2, where two aqueous solutions mixed together, we get a white precipitate in the form of barium sulfate, which is marked with a downward arrow. I hope you have understood this activity. It's very simple and very clear. Now we have the next activity, that is formation of a gas. I am not disclosing what is that gas now. We are going to discuss how the gas is formed. For this activity, what all things we require is, first one, a conical flask. Second one, can take 10 ml of hydrochloric acid, which is dilute. 10 ml of hydrochloric acid. Third, a matchstick. Now the activity goes like this. Take this conical flask. In this, put some 10 ml of dilute hydrochloric acid. Now, here we also require one more thing, that is zinc granules. Zinc granules. So we have taken 10 ml of hydrochloric acid, and in this 10 ml of hydrochloric acid, we have put few zinc granules. 10 ml of hydrochloric acid, in this we have put some zinc granules. So one is a metal and another is an acid, the reaction will begin. Now when both starts to react together, that means zinc plus HCl, both the reaction will begin, and we will find that there is something which goes out of this conical flask in the form of gas. Now we say that we don't know what the gas is. How can we confirm that the gas going out is what is the gas which is going out? So what we have to do is we have to take a matchstick, burn the matchstick, and take that burning matchstick near the mouth of the conical flask, and when the gas which is releasing out of this conical flask comes in contact with the burning matchstick, this burning matchstick will be put off with a pop sound. This burning matchstick, when it comes in contact with this gas, this matchstick will be put off with a pop sound, which indicates that the gas released out is nothing but hydrogen gas. The gas released is nothing but the hydrogen gas. Now, let us make a chemical reactions for this and see what is happening. Zinc, which is in the solid form, HCl in the liquid form, both of them reacts, as I said. Zinc means that is metal, carries cations, plus hydrogen, it behaves as metal and non-metal also. We take it as positive. Chlorine is negative. So this positive will come and join with negative. We get zinc chloride. Zinc chloride plus hydrogen gas. That is zinc chloride, and we have left with the hydrogen. Now this is not a balanced equation. So we have here what? Cl2 we have here. So we'll just put here 2 as coefficient. So this becomes 2Cl and this becomes Cl2. So now this is a balanced chemical equation where we came to know that the formation is what? The hydrogen gas. And whenever a gas is formed, we always put a mark by an upward arrow, whereas for a precipitate, we mark it with a downward arrow. So this was the activity as far as the production of how can we produce hydrogen gas. Similarly, hydrogen gas can be produced in some other way also. If we take few grams of magnesium, you heat it with sulfuric acid, H2SO4, you will get magnesium sulfate, that is NgSO4, plus again here the result is nothing but the liberation of hydrogen gas. So many methods are there for the production of hydrogen gas. Whenever a gas produced, we put it with the upward, precipitate with the downward. Now the activity which is, I hope it is very clear to you. That means nothing is there. Once again I repeat, take a conical flask, put in that 100 ml of or 10 ml of 100 ml of hydrochloric acid, dilute hydrochloric acid, drop a few granules of zinc. The reaction will start. This will produce hydrogen gas. Bring a burning matchstick near to the mouth of the conical flask. The burning matchstick will be put off with a pop sound, which indicates that the gas liberated is hydrogen gas. The reaction is as follows. Now, the most important part of this is the observation. What is that we have observed? Here we can see zinc and HCl is reacting with each other. Both are having different physical states. That means their properties are different. So the product formed also will be different. Here zinc is a metal, hydrochloric acid is an acid. Both are having different properties. So the product formed will be different. That is point number 1. Second point what we notice, here we can have, sometimes what we will have some insoluble substance or which is not soluble in that aqueous solution or in that solution, we call it as a precipitate. That means in a reaction, what we can understand is the states can change, color can change, smell can change, properties can change. Second point is, first point is change of color, state or order. Second property is precipitate can be formed. Precipitate means any insoluble substance present in the water. Third one is formation of gas can happen, which is shown by an upward arrow. Precipitate is shown by an downward arrow. Fourth one, these things we can be very clear and understood. Formation of precipitate, formation of gas, and formation the physical state, color, order. This can be changed in a chemical reaction. So by this we can came to know that how it is possible to produce hydrogen gas with this so and so method. That means any metal, if it is reacting with acid, it will give some salt and it will produce hydrogen gas. So this is what about the two activities are. So I hope you understood the activities. Basically what we have to understand is the chemical reactions. Zinc, a metal, always carries cations, which is a positive charge. Hydrogen is an acid which contains hydrogen and chlorine. That means hydrogen is positive, chlorine is negative. Positive and negative will attract each other, forms a compound called zinc chloride, and hydrogen is liberated. That means that is the formation of hydrogen gas. Here also same thing, magnesium is a metal, carries positive charge, 2 plus. Here hydrogen positive, sulfate is -2. Magnesium and sulfate will come and join with, make a reaction and form magnesium sulfate, and hydrogen gas is liberated. So this is the end of this activity 2. Further we will go out with the types of chemical equations in the coming, or after some time we will go with the types of chemical equations.